Hello, record nerds of the internet. This is going to be the ruin of the vinyl comeback. We have a problem. Let's talk about it.
Six in the morning.
As I'm sure you're aware, with the 8,000 videos, that this, as well as every other MOFI original master recording, has been sourced maybe from the original tapes, but then that source is then sent to a digital file. And then the records are cut from that digital file. Guys, what are we going to do? This presents a couple of problems. One being that there's a lot of skepticism of anything that is called audiophile. Like this record. This record is, I think, like a $70 record. When it's in print, which it's not currently. And people are already, like normal record people are like, why would I buy this for $70 if I can buy this for $25? Like, why would I spend that extra money? And now what they're going to hear is, well, this is sourced from digital. Where is this sourced? I don't know. I have to assume digital as well, right? Like if I'm just the person, the man on the street who doesn't know anything about anything, just kind of hears stuff from a distance. That means that this and this are equal. Is that true? No, it's not true. So that creates a problem where at least up until a week ago, or really I guess until MOFI came clean and said, yeah, we're using a DSD file to cut these, everyone knew that this was better. And now we've created this scenario where this could be just as good as this, even though objectively this is not as good as this. But it also creates other problems. Other than the skepticism of audiophile grade records, which already existed. Let's see here. It's been, I don't know, however, MOFI's been making records since the 70s or 80s? There's been skepticism ever since then. This really bothers me, this little ding here. I don't know how that got there. It's probably my fault. So we know now that this has a digital source. We don't really care about this. So we know where this comes from. Right? This one we know for sure. We know that this came and is cut from the analog master. But what about this? Who knows where this came from? Does anyone know where this came from? Do we know for sure? Like, because if you don't know what this is the craft version of the one-step. That theoretically, I guess we assumed it was being cut from the analog tapes. Now it's probably, I have to assume it's being cut from digital as well. And to me, that also leaves up for discussion, well, where is this coming from? I don't know where this is. I mean, now that we realize that the language can be used, like mastered from original analog tapes is not the same as cut from original analog tapes. I'm going to assume that this is also mastered from the analog tape, transferred to a digital file, and then cut from the digital file. How do you like that? That's the problem with what MOFI has done. And any of these people who are obfuscating where they cut their records from and want to charge a premium. Now, you could say, well, this is only $45. That's not that much of a premium. Or I guess is $45 the new price of these? Let's say between 30 and 40 bucks. So we shouldn't be that upset, I guess. But like, if we don't know where that comes from, like we maybe should know. And then I haven't heard anyone discussing how Kraft is cutting these things. I would like to know, because this is not a cheap record. This is $100-something bucks, right? $100. This is the only one we know. This, and this is out of print. So it creates skepticism in people who were previously not skeptical of audiophile recordings because we believe them to be analog. And now, does it matter? I don't think so. Okay, well, let's say, does it matter? It matters because you're offering a product, a high-end product, that maybe even if it doesn't make a difference sonically, one of the reasons that you charge $70 for this, and $125 for this, and $100 for this, and even $40 for this, is that we're under, rather than $25, like, why would I pay $45 for this? Again, I'm not saying that I know why I would pay more money for this rather than this, right? But like if I'm just an average person who doesn't know, why? Why would I? I don't know that I would. So here's the other problem too, is when they talk about digital. Okay, so this is sourced from digital, right? Everyone, we know that now. You have other people who are going to hear digital and they're going to hear, so that means that this is the same as a CD. And then other people are going to say, well, okay, well, I know it's not the same as a CD, but it's the same as an SACD. Because SACDs are equivalent to DSD files. And that's what I heard. I heard that this is cut from a DSD file. Well, that's not really true because there's there's a hierarchy of DSD. And this is actually cut from a DXD, which has twice or three times the amount of fidelity that an SACD has. So this being cut from a DXD file versus an SACD, this has more fidelity. So it's not the same. It's not, people are going to confuse this. Even if they, like I said, digital is going to create something in some people's head. Then some people are going to be, well, what kind of digital? And then they're going to hear DSD. And again, not all DSD is the same. This is a higher end DSD than just regular DSD that SACDs are cut from. MOFI really created a huge problem here for, I think, everyone. Everyone, not just in the vinyl community, not in the sort of group that we fetishize all this crap, but all of the people who buy records at Walmart and Target and have a Crosley. Because they're going to hear that and they're like, well, why would I spend, again, they're definitely not going to spend $70 on this. But are they going to spend money on that? $25 even on that, knowing that, or thinking that this is the same as a CD and CDs are cheap and I can stream, for free essentially at this point? I don't know. This is a mess, people. This is a bigger mess than some people think. This is more than just MOFI. This is more than their legacy. This could theoretically upend the entire industry. So yay. I guess like the only... So, I mean, let's talk about what MOFI is going to have to do. They're going to have to lower their prices. I don't see any way around that. I don't know how they're going to charge $125 going forward for 40,000 of the Michael Jackson record with people thinking it's a substandard product. Like, again, we know where this came from. This was $125. I don't have any MOFI one-steps, but those are $125 too. So really, this is a more expensive product, not just in, the packaging. It's a more expensive product to make. So MOFI is going to have some, I don't know what they're going to do, but we'll see. It'll be interesting. I really hope that doesn't create ripple effects downstream of MOFI that then causes problems for the entire industry. Because they really like records. And I don't want them to stop making good records. Even if they're cut from DXD files. I don't know, guys. Tell me what you think.